Hey, good afternoon, friends. Jeff here from Bygone, here with a dedicated documentation slash history video on this unbelievable time capsule, a 1996 Ford Bronco Sport with just 20,000 original miles. I believe mileage sits at approximately 20,012 miles, right in that ballpark. The story of this truck begins back in 1996. Let's start with the original window sticker on the truck. These are always wonderful to have. They go through all the options on the truck, and again, this one's loaded up. It's an XLT Sport, and the Sport is what blacks out everything on this truck. But you can see it has the 5.8 liter 351 V8. Along with that Sport package blacking everything out, you also get the signal mirrors, the elusive, very, very rare signal mirrors, along with color keyed steps and the forged aluminum wheels. Truck also came factory with the trailer towing package and an engine block heater as well. That plug is underneath the hood. You can see here down in the lower corner that it says that the truck was sold to Ashland Ford Mercury. So what ended up happening, truck was going over here to the Marty report. The truck was built May 21st of 96, and it must have sat on their lot. Well, Dick Barron of Minnesota, who was in his late 60s back in 1996, went to Nelson Motor Company. That was his local Ford dealership out there in up in Minnesota. And in September, placed his order to purchase this truck. So they must have done a dealer trade of sorts. What we have here is on September 11th in 96, we have his deposit of $100 cash. And then we have the an additional deposit of $4,000 in a check, and then an additional cashier's check for the balance. So what we have here at the bottom is he paid $26,500 for this truck. That always kind of blows my mind. And that was $26,500 with tax. And the window sticker on this was almost $30,000. So I feel like you got a pretty darn good deal on the truck. Notice up above here, we have the receipt for the $4,000 deposit on the 12th for that cashier's check. And then the remaining balance was financed. So here's the original title for the truck, and it shows the odometer reading 98 miles. Sorry, it took me a second to read that. I'm like, where is the mileage? Showing 98 miles. So they must have driven it, or it must have been test driven, a few times. But again, this is the original title. In Wisconsin, we occasionally get lucky, and I titled the truck, and what we can do is we can include a letter with our DMV form, asking the DMV after processing to return the original title to us. And I would say 75% of the time that our DMV will do that for us. So they void the title and then they send it back. So this is a cool piece of documentation, the original title for the truck. You can see that when I purchased it, it had 19,950 miles. And I've put about a little over 60 miles on the truck. So we'll set those two pieces aside. Here's the original dealership tag and stock number tag for the truck. And we've got 2 sets of factory keys. The one that I really want to focus on is this set here, because I don't believe it's ever been used. You can compare it to the other set. You can just see how sharp everything is, how nice and bright the Nelson Motor Company tag is and stuff that way. I suspect those were in an envelope when I got the truck, so I don't think they've ever been used. Something else that's always really cool, this came with the truck as well. It's the automatic shift lock feature that hangs from the shift lever, and that's just to remind people that they have to put their foot on the brake to shift it. I always smile because 1996, that was kind of a new feature. There were a lot of vehicles yet that you could just go ahead and put in drive. Other items that are super, super cool is from Proctor Federal Credit Union. We do have the envelope, just the envelope for all the paid in full documents. The sellers didn't include that because it had bank account numbers on it and things of that sort. But you can see that he paid it off back in 2001. Over here, I just thought this was so cool. It was just an envelope that was in the folder, but it says 96 Ford Bronco Black Beauty. And so that's what Dick called his truck. It was his Black Beauty. We have his last insurance card that was in the truck as well. And with so few miles, there isn't a lot of other documentation. Over here we do have the original bill of sale then from Nelson Motor Company, and that just goes through what he ended up paying for the truck. He didn't have a trade at the time, and from what I understand from not only reading his obituary but from talking to his family, Dick was a car guy. He was a car nut. He especially liked imports. But right out of the gate, this Bronco was used pretty sparingly by him. And Dick didn't pass until July of 2022. So to give you an idea, he was born in 1929. As I said, he was in his late 60s when he bought the truck. So he was 92. Think about this. He was 93 when he passed. And so the truck, that helps explain how the truck's miles stayed so low over the years. Other items that we have is a receipt here from Smitty's Automotive. There was a turn signal that was out, so the family went ahead and took the truck in prior to sale. You can see here that the mileage was 19,934 at the time. And I don't know, whether the truck ran a little rough or not, I'm not certain. But they ended up putting plugs and wires on it. And that's fine, but it'd be really cool to have the original plugs and wires on the truck. All other hoses and things of that sort underneath the hood do appear original. I did put a new battery in the truck, new Interstate battery, so that's fresh. But the truck runs and drives spectacularly well. You can see in the other videos, I've got a couple different videos of me driving it, and it's a blast. It's nice and smooth, and if you choose to start driving it, I think you'll have a heck of a lot of fun with it. Of course, we have all of the owner's manuals and the other supplemental manuals that come with the truck. We've got one here with warranty info and stuff that way, and then we've got one specific to the four-wheel drive, and then when you open up the booklet, there's the actual owner's manual. Have the original touch-up paint that it came with, the UA Raven Black touch-up paint. And then this is cool. I've never seen this before. It's a quick tips booklet. That's a reference guide for all the different controls and functions of the truck. In all my years of having Broncos and F-150s. I've never seen this, so I thought that was pretty slick. As I mentioned, I do have a copy of Dick's obituary, so I'll include that as well to the, with the sale. Hey, how about this bad boy? How many of these have you seen? My understanding is in 95 and 96, Ford included Bronco lawn chairs with the sale of their Broncos. And so inside this bag are two folding lawn chairs that, of course, will be included with the sale. Those were in the back of the truck when I bought it. See, we have a clean Carfax here. It does show a change of ownership in 2016, and my understanding is, although because I did show you the original title from '96, but my understanding is that there was a change because Dick's wife passed, and so there was something that way, but the actual title itself didn't change. But Carfax picked it up, maybe in registration or something of that nature. But it's a pretty boring Carfax. There are 20 records, but really, folks, it's just for registration. So every year of registration, my understanding is that the truck really never went in for anything. For folks, questioning miles or anything like that, please take a close look at all the photos and the videos. This truck is as honest as it gets. Pedal wear is consistent with a super low mileage truck, along with rocker panel, sill plate wear and stuff like that. The interior still smells new. So there's absolutely zero doubt in my mind that those miles are original and correct. Hey, how about a Marty report? These are usually reserved for Mustangs and Torinos and things like that. But I went ahead and I was curious on the statistics with this truck. And I'm not surprised to see that there were only 1,894 XLT Sports that were painted black. So this is quite a rare truck as well. And that's, you don't see a whole lot of these anymore. And that's why. Again, I'll focus on this for a second. That goes over the options that the truck had as well. What's cool, and I didn't realize that Marty had access to this. I always kind of thought that maybe the sold dates were sort of a ballpark, September 13th. Come on, how do they know? But sure enough, they have all the information there, so that's pretty cool. Hey, for the owner's manual and stuff that way, of course, the UAW bag will be, is included as well. Last thing that I want to cover in this video is the spare tire cover. This is the original spare tire cover. It'll be included with the sale. Because the white stenciling is starting to wear, and it's actually starting to flake. You can see the white here on the black, and that's I just went ahead and I wiped this off, and just from wiping it some more, the stencil came off. So I made a decision to have a new one made, and there's a gal up in Canada who, in my opinion, makes the best Bronco tire covers. And so that's what's on the truck, but of course the original will be included as well. As always, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions about any of the documentation that you see here in the video, don't hesitate to reach out to me. If I said something in error or anything like that, just let me know. This is a special Bronco, and I said this in another video, but gosh, I sure hope this ends up in a in a Ford collector's collection. I'd sure love to see the miles stay off this truck and keep them low. Jeff here from Bygone in beautiful Maysville, Wisconsin. Let us know if you have any questions at all. Have a terrific day. Take care.